Hello, the Revell U-Boat is finished, and on this video we will deal with the last painting and weathering steps. In the last minutes of this video you will see a brief slideshow with the final looks of this old cunning fish. Well, just let me tell you that it's been an immensely pleasurable build and I've loved weathering the freaking heck out of it. Okay, let's start priming the U-Boat with a rust red tone. Titans has worked perfectly here. I protected the upper deck and airbrushed the lower hull with dark grey tones, and then I let it dry for 1 hour. I used this stencil to create irregular shapes with a lighter grey tone. Now it was time to mask the lower hull. We're going to airbrush it with a light grey color. I have used silly putty to seal that gap. You don't want to ruin all the previous interior work. I removed the masking tape carefully and it looked like this, just some tiny corrections were needed. Starship Filth oil was added as a pin wash, mainly on the turret. It was thinned with white spirit. The lower hull was filtered with brown for dark green enamel. On the upper hull I used ochre filter. It was a bit risky to use a brownish tone here, but I think it worked. Finally, blue for Panzer Grey was used as a general binding filter for the lower hull. Now the U-Boat received a proper dark pink wash, covering all the little deck details. I let the pin wash dry for 1 day and then I went on dry brushing protruding elements with light grey. Salt water marks were recreated with medium grey oil, which was washed down with odorless spirit. With some fairy help, that's how it looked after some careful work with brush down strokes. Later on, with a mix of these two colors, I decided to chip the boat a little bit. I went on weathering the heck of the deck with a bit of Starship Filth for streak work. The weathering feast went on with some light rust enamel streaks. I mean, I love this hobby. And to cap it all, that light rust base was enhanced with slimmer but proper darker rust streaks. More masking? Yes, we need to define the flotation line, so more Starship Filth after a coat of acrylic varnish. We need more brush down stroke with white spirit and we let it dry for about an hour and then we can remove that masking. There you have it, but something was missing on that waterline. Algae hues were added with a slight slimy grime brush touch. Propellers were painted with ionic brass. It's my first time with these acrylics and wow, they are really good, so rich. That holder was also dry brushed with more ionic brass acrylics. Gunmetal pigments were dabbed around metallic elements with a cotton bud. And then I went back to the propellers, once they were dry, to give them a dark brown wash. We are almost finished here. We need some rigging, and here I used some lycra string and super glue. Decals were ruined, so I just simply added here the U-Boat name with a fountain pen, and that's it. Enjoy the final reveal!